Moving on, amazing technological innovations happening in the field of solar module technology. We are seeing, like I was at SNEC Expo before a couple of months back at China, and I saw at some booths panels of 500 watts. So 400 watt peak panel now is a commercial reality. Panel efficiency is rising, and with the start of the storage technology and some wind hybrid plus storage parks, we are also going to see a very good quality of power coming from renewable sources of energy. So indeed quite an exciting journey, and lots of challenges which we are going to see in the panel discussion which we'll have after the first inaugural keynote address. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to all to join me in welcoming our inaugural keynote address chief guest and speaker, Shri Jayana Garu, Vice Chairman and Managing Director, TS Redco, on the stage, please. Please welcome him with a big round of applause. I'll also like to invite Mr. Umakant Pandey, Commission Secretary and Joint Director from Telangana State Electricity Regulatory Commission, and Mr. Madhusudhana, CGM, IPC and RAC from the Northern Power Distribution Company of Telangana. Special thanks to the Telangana Chamber of Commerce for their help and support. We have Mr. Venkateshwarlu here. We request him to join us on the stage. I'll first like to request our chief guest and dignitaries on the stage to please join us for the lamplighting ceremony at the inauguration lamp, please. Ladies and gentlemen, as the agenda says, after all the positives that we heard, we have big opportunity but with a lot of challenges. First of all, the biggest question, 100 gigawatts by 2022, is this really achievable or are we just becoming too ambitious? Big challenges like grid curtailment, delay in payments, PPA renegotiation, opportunities and challenges in the distributed solar. When I say distributed, I'm also talking about not just the rooftops and the problem with net metering, but also the open access and the group captive and captive markets. The current regime about the safeguard duties and the markets beyond 2020, the module pricing and the technology roadmap, status of various solar parks and various issues like these. But I'll not like to waste much more of time, and I'd like to welcome Mr. Garu, our keynote address speaker, to come and enlighten us. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome him with a big round of applause.
Good morning to all. I congratulate the EQ International and Urban Media Network for organizing the Suryakant Hyderabad conference to strengthen the renewable energy market in India. The involvement of national and international stakeholders to showcase the efforts taken by the share and experience and knowledge to strengthen the renewable energy market will be appreciated. Under the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister Sri KCR Garu, Telangana State has brought many innovative policies such as TS iPass, Mission Bhagiratha, Mission Kakatiya, solar policy, etc. We are proud to announce that our state became role model to the country for such innovative thoughts and policies. Under the guidance of Government of Telangana, TS Redco is working aggressively along with all the line departments, stakeholders for developing new and innovative renewable energy schemes such that the dependency of fossil fuels would be reduced. TS Redco is in a good move towards utilizing the vast solar potential that is at an average 5.5 kilowatt hours per square meter of solar insolation for more than 300 sunshine days and another renewable energy resources. In promotion to support the initiative, the Telangana Solar Policy 2015 has already been placed and wind policy power is under the consideration. Telangana Solar Power Policy 2015 was aimed to add solar power through the competitive bidding processes. Accordingly, PPAs were entered for the capacity addition of 3,800 megawatts and 3,636 capacity of solar power projects have been commissioned in Telangana state as on 31/3/2009, which includes the ground-mounted solar rooftop projects also. With the support of Government of India and Government of Telangana, TS Edco is planning to strengthen utilization of solar energy through PV-based floating solar power plants and also the rooftop solar policy on-grid system for domestic, government, commercial and institutional sector in large scale in Telangana state and stood second in position among all the states for which the award has been received for our excellence in implementing the programs effectively. I would like to take this opportunity to mention that this expo will accelerate and boost the promotion of renewable energy market. It is the earnest endeavor of TS Edco to encourage the stakeholders further and support all the renewable energy activities in the state. Thank you one and all for giving me an opportunity.
Thank you very much, sir, for your words of encouragement. I'd now like to invite Mr. Umakant Panda from TSERC to enlighten us.
First, I would like to thank EQ for inviting me to this forum. So, Regulatory Commission, there are various challenges in the Regulatory Commission. First is the balancing the interest of all stakeholders. Stakeholders means the government, the licensees, the consumers and all others. Suppose the Regulatory Commission issues an order in favor of the licensee, then it can be said that suppose we have a new methodology of agriculture consumption. Out of say 100 megawatt, we have say 60% is metered, 40 is unmetered. So in this 40, the losses comes as well as the AGL consumption comes. So presently we have a methodology which is being followed is the Indian Statistical Institute methodology for computation of agriculture consumption estimate. The Commission has outsourced the work to administrative staff college for a study to come out with innovative solutions for computing the AGL estimations. The AGL consumption will take dynamic factors like crop pattern, soil availability of rain and other factors. The study report has been submitted by ASCI and the Commission is in the process of following the new methodology and directing the licenses. So when I say balancing the interest of all stakeholders, if I protect the interest of licensees, some consumers gets affected. It's a vice versa, so it's an optimization problem basically. The other challenges which are faced by the Commission is like we have in the undivided APRC only 19 people are allocated to Telangana, out of which 2 have already retired. So only with 17 people, only 5 people are officers and rest all are supporting staff. We are using consultants to outsource the work and get it done. So the major challenge is that CERC is not coming with any standard regulation across all states so that uniform pay structure and uniform officer kind of structure is to be done. The other challenges which is being faced like implementation of artificial intelligence, machine learning in power sector. So the Government of India, Ministry of Information Technology is coming out with a draft policy which is in the final stage. Once the draft final policy is approved by the ministry, it will be communicated to the state to implement the same in the power sector. Thank you one and all.
Thank you very much, sir. I'll now request Mr. Badhusudan, CGM from Northern Power Distribution Company of Telangana, to enlighten us. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's welcome with a big round of applause.
Respected DC and MD Janay Garu, respected Umakant Panda, Commission Secretary TSERC, respected M. Venkateshwarlu, Techie, ladies and gentlemen, very good morning to you all. At the outset, let me congratulate EQ International for conducting this Suryakant conference at Hyderabad for promotion of solar industry further in the state of Telangana. Let me introduce my organization first. Northern Power Distribution Company of Telangana Limited was incorporated under the Companies Act 1956 as a publicly limited company on 30th March 2000 with headquarters Warangal, serving the people of 1.55 crores, covering 16 districts, having more than 66,000 square meter area, having a consumer base of 53 lakhs. RE capacity is seeing tremendous growth globally with an installed capacity of 2,351 gigawatt. As you all know, Government of India has set up the target of 175 gigawatt renewable energy achievement by the end of 2022. The status now is already 80 gigawatt is already commissioned, 24 gigawatts is already under pipeline, 42 gigawatt is already bids are at various stages, that is 146 gigawatt is already planned in the coming 2 or 3 years. In line with global trends, India has seen tremendous additions in renewable capacity. Already we have achieved 80 gigawatt now. In the last few years, it is a tremendous growth. The development of distributed energy system is one of the most important measures to promote energy production and innovation of energy utilization patterns for any country. While for developers, solar rooftop systems translates into reduced land and interconnection costs, they support the utility companies by reducing the peak demand and reduction in investments in the transmission system due to the demand side management. Telangana power sector is the core engine of growth in any economy, and more so in the newly formed state of Telangana. Providing quality and reliable power at an affordable cost are critical towards fulfilling the high growth aspirations of the people in the state of Telangana. Ease of doing business under solar policy, facilitation to expeditious approvals through single window clearance, deemed conversion of land, exemption from Land Ceiling Act, TS transport discoms have to give feasibility within 30 days, otherwise it is a deemed feasibility approval. Gram Panchayat has to give permission within 2 weeks from the date of making payment, PCB clearance within 1 week. A dedicated solar policy is also set up in the discoms, and there are certain incentives given under this policy. Wheeling and transmission charges are exempted for captive use within the state. All these solar power plants are must-run status, and they have to be scheduled. For captive third-party sales, energy injected into the grid. For SPP located within the state and selling power to the third parties within the state, 100% exemption shall be provided on the cross-subsidy surcharge also for 5 years from the COD of the plant. Supervision charges which are to be levied by the Transco or Discom are also exempted, 100% refund on stamp duty and VAT. The estimated energy on account of this avoiding of transmission lines and transmission loss is also reduced by 1.31%. which is amounting to 200 MU per annum, and it is amounting to 80 crores. Apart from this, avoidance of transmission investments, estimated additional investments to the tune of 500 crores at the EHT level. As we have decentralized and distributed generation, we have adopted Telangana. And in the solar rooftop also, we have achieved much progress. Now the state is at 80 megawatt. Out of that, NPDCL is 7.2 megawatt. Out of this 7.2 megawatt, we have installed 3.7 megawatt solar rooftop in the year 2018-19. Out of this, NPDCL itself for captive use, we have installed 9 number rooftop plants in our NPDCL offices, buildings for a capacity of 0.5 megawatt. Further, Telangana Discoms are currently working with Asian Development Bank, wherein the latter will provide funding to set up RTS systems on the rooftops of interested consumers. However, there are certain challenges to be faced by the Discoms. There is a revenue loss due to the movement of high revenue paying customers, and also issues with regard to grid management owing to reverse power flow, lack of certainty of demand leading to difficulty in demand forecasting and procurement decisions. As the solar power, as all of you know, it is a inform power. Though there are forecasting techniques, they have to be improved, they are not much accurate. So further, lot of R&D is going on, and to promote this, to compensate this, greater allocation of gas for the renewable energy rich states must be given, so that ramp rate is high in gas stations, so that if there is any weather condition is not good, solar power is not there, gas station will come up into the system very fast. And central generating stations also to be have ramp rate. Actually, there is a direction from CERC to increase the ramp rate by 3%, but NTPC is studying on that. They are discussing with OEMs at least to improve ramp rate up to 1% as of now. In addition, EV FAME 2 has earmarked 10,000 crores as funds to be infused into the promotion of EVs, charging infrastructure over the next 3 years, solar rooftop integration, and the storage and electric vehicle industry is also coming up now. This is also a big challenge. Now the lithium ion battery price has fallen over the last 5 years and it has come to $176 per kWh. Still, it is anticipated that electric vehicles will soon reach parity with internal combustible engine vehicles with respect to cost and as well as efficiency. It is clear that renewable energy and especially solar energy and battery storage systems is the future, and we are in the process of aiding in making that a reality. Thank you, one and all.
I'm sure the entire industry agrees to this, that the young state of Telangana has really contributed to the massive growth of renewable energy sector in India. I'll now like to invite our special guest, and is very kind enough to support our conference, President, Telangana Chamber of Commerce and Industry, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Venkateshwari.
I think Mr. Surya is sitting somewhere else. There's a seat vacant at the front. He's one of the participants, I think. Sri Janaya Garu, Managing Director, TREDCO, Mr. Panda, Secretary, Executive Regulatory Commission, Mr. Masudan, CE, Chief General Manager of Northern Power Distribution Company, Mr. Anand Gupta, and all of the people who are participating, who are sitting in the conference, a very, very good morning to you. In fact, Mr. Anand Gupta, he deserves a congratulations. In the United Andhra Pradesh, about a decade ago, or maybe even before a decade, I was waiting for an appointment with the then Managing Director of Andhra Pradesh Industrial Development Corporation. I was waiting in the library, going through some magazines. Then I found that EQ International, it was very, very informative and interesting to go through it. The moment I came back, I spoke to him, I wrote to him and subscribed for it. I'm sure many of you are the subscribers for this, and if subscription is not made, I suggest that you go through the magazine every time and you will get a lot of information back. I again congratulate him for the wonderful job he is doing, and I also congratulate him for organizing this event very successfully, which is a need of the hour. We are very happy that Janaya is with us, who is a practical engineer having a lot of experience. I know him for more than 2 decades. He has been doing an excellent job and leaving his instructions to the persons like me to rise to the occasion to see that the solar rooftops and solar power is improved a lot. As we have got a very good, 4 phases of discussions with experienced and expert panelists, it will be a duplication if I go on speaking about the rooftops and solar. Already the Managing Director and the other 2 top government officials have briefed you. So it may not be of interest to you to listen any longer about that. Meanwhile, what I do is I will just tell you about the activities of TECI for a few minutes. TECI was established in 2010 when the then Home Minister announced the formation of separate state. That is before the formation of the state. Immediately after the formation of the state in 2014, we have submitted a report to the government of Telangana, personally to the Chief Minister, with a report containing about 120 pages, covering all aspects of industrial activity. The report has been well received, and I am glad to inform you that 84% of the recommendations are accepted and they are reflected in the relevant industrial policies. A copy of that will be given to you in case you want. You can send a mail, and it's very informative report. And I'm grateful to the government of Telangana. And when the state was formed, the rank in ease of doing business was 11th. Within no time, it has brought down to second position. Now we are number 1. Credit goes to the government of Telangana. Recently, I had an occasion of going to Dubai for delivering a lecture on the Dubai-Telangana relations and the possibility of foreign trade. Everybody started asking me about K.T. Ramarao and the Chief Minister of the Government of Telangana. So I was very happy to get that much importance to me through the Government of Telangana, not the personal contribution. Government of Telangana has got its own name and fame across the globe. And recently when I went to Gujarat, vibrant Gujarat time when the Prime Minister Modi came, when I met the Chief Secretary, he said immediately with a surprise, "Oh, you are from Telangana. How is Telangana? It's doing well. You are number 1 in ease of doing business." This is the appreciations I have been receiving from different states and abroad also. Surya knows about this, and this is the way of Techie's activities. And in the report which was submitted to the government, I made a specific mention about the solar power and the power industry. I told in a press conference just before the formation of the state that Telangana will achieve the self-sufficiency in the next 4 years. It was published in all the newspapers, and this is really happening with the positions being occupied by persons like Janaya Garu, and we are really going ahead in the power sector, which was contrary to the expectations of the earlier governments. We are doing an excellent job in this. Credit goes to our Honorable Chief Minister for this wonderful achievement. And the other activities are solar power, solar rooftop also. When the government came into power, we have entered an agreement, MOU with the Solar Energy Development Corporation of India and the Gujarat Energy Development Corporation, because we have done a very good job in Gujarat and Bangalore. They have converted these 2 cities as solar cities. I just want to say, I don't want you to listen yes from you, but I want the practicality. And he wanted me to submit a report every month. And a consolidated report will be submitted to the government. A copy of it will be presented to Janaya Garu for his information and for his advice, for his help and support. Government of India, I was just going through a newspaper where it said that DISCOMs are authorized to take care of the implementation of solar rooftops. Especially after the taking over of Janaya Garu, everybody has got an access. We are grateful to him. And whatever the decisions taken by the Government of India, we have to abide by them. Only thing is, the solar investors, they should not feel any amount of inconvenience. They should not depend. Everybody should be comfortable. And if any instructions are there for improvement of this situation from Janaya Garu, Techie is prepared to implement it, to obey the instructions and do a good job. One of the incentives to the rooftop solar scheme could be one-time income tax exemption of the cost of the unit in that particular financial year. Compulsory rooftop plan for all the independent houses with the minimum capacity of 1 kV and maximum 5 kV. The CFA, Central Financial Assistance, can be continued at 30%. All the apartment complexes to have minimum 5 kilowatt plant and maximum 50 kilowatt plant. Central financial assistance to be given at 20% for the apartment complexes. Common facilities and also the restrictions of registered body to be removed. This should be made compulsory for even commercial complexes, education institutions and industries. No central financial assistance need for these sectors. Issuing net meter within 15 days from the date of inspection. I think many of these are under consideration of the government, of TREDCO. I'm only, because I had to make some submissions, I'm making the submissions. They know better than us, they are more helpful than us. And the people who are taking keen interest for the development of solar investors. And I thank for the opportunity given by me, by EPLFL. I once again request for a wonderful job Mr. Anand Gupta is doing, and I support him in all respects, whatever the support he wants from Telangana. Thank you.